Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make him a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the poor. Make out what I seen him. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out and sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black? Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Too long in our little ghetto. Run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Good night, Globalists. It is Friday. Happy weekend to you all. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Tonight, we are not structured. We're just hitching and pitching and patching over the place in our freelancing tonight. But Commish will have to answer to his victimization and politicization of Wayne Cameron's job. And when Parliament resumes, we shall hear particularly about Cornwall Regional Hospital. It is something that we're all waiting for. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Honodo, thank you for joining us. There is also a Gleaner article I want to look at this evening in relation to the 4-year-old. Hang on. There's a Gleaner article in relation to the 4-year-old. Even one big good evening, everybody. Honodo, welcome. That I want to look at tonight before I look at other stories. Because I don't know why they come out and I tell with this story. 2 soldiers arrested for drugs operation. Noel Maitland is told he has a case to answer. And Wayne Cameron gets the Supreme Court nod to challenge Kevin, who tried to remove him from his job. Hold on, I want to deal with this Gleaner article first. What is this about? Oh, man and cup. Before I go on to, and there was a 3.1 earthquake felt in Kingston and St. Andrew. Now, the performance audit report for University of the West Indies Hospital and Cornwall Regional Hospital was sent to Parliament by Pamela Monroe Ellis. So when Parliament resumed, all you do, you walk with a smelling salt. That's when you drop down. When you hear, oh, Dr. Tufton wagging way through on money, and them still I go get more money in the upcoming budget. Because these people have no shame nor no grace. I wish part me did see this article. Hold on, let me sure. Yes, see it here. JCF, death of 4-year-old in St. James being treated as homicide probe, not police shooting. I don't know if anyone see and read this article. Anyone come across this article and see and read this article? The article where police said the little youth. I still have the mother picture here. Let's see. Right, these are the responsible demon. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it is inaccurate to suggest that the 4-year-old boy who died after being shot during an alleged shootout with gunmen in Granville, St. James on New Year's Day was killed by the police. Let me respond to this paragraph as one who covered this story as well. At no time, I or many people who have listened to never blame police for the 4-year-old death. Don't mistake the word security forces for just police alone. The soldiers go on operation with you. The soldiers are to take instructions from you. They are not police and they don't have policing powers. So any soldier, the operation with honor, follow the instruction and command given by the police who is leading the operation or the commando for the police station that is attached to the raid. So we never blame the police. The family tell we from day one, it's the soldier who shot the baby. So when we say security force, we now say police, but you were there. They were acting under your supervision. All right? At this time, the death of Romaine Bowman is not being treated as a police fatal shooting, the JCF said in a statement today. The constabulary state that the matter is being a subject of homicide investigation amid a conclusive determining the source of the fatal injury and the persons and the weapon involved, rather. The JCF wishes to place on record clearly and unequivocally that the inclusion of 4-year-old Romaine Bowman as a victim of police shooting is inaccurate and unsupported by the facts presently before the investigators, the statement said. No determination has been made that the child was killed by a police officer weapon, and no such conclusion has been advanced by the police, residents of the community, or other credible source, it added. But the people underground from day one say it's the soldiers. As to why you not mention anything about JDF, let's continue. The constabulary force has taken note of a headline and accompanying report published by the Gleaner on on January 7th, which state updated 4-year-old killed by police shooting incident in first days of 2026. The JCF wishes to place on record clearly and unequivocally that the inclusion of the of 4-year-old Romania Bowman as a victim of police shooting is inaccurate and unsupported by the facts presently before the investigator. At this time, the death of the child in Granville is not being treated as police fatal shooting. The matter is a subject of homicide investigation, which aim to determine conclusively the source of the fatal injury and the weapon involved. No determination has been made that the child was killed by a police officer weapon, and no such conclusion has been advanced by the police, residents, or community, or any other credible source. Why did this paragraph double up? Importantly, it is in the immediate aftermath of the deeply tragic incident. The child mother, despite her grief, publicly commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force, which she did, who were involved in the operation, citing their professionalism and effort to save the child. This context was entirely absent from the report. Me don't know if Gleaner report on that, but me report on that. The rest of we will report on that because the woman said it at the demonstration. Many people said it. As to why you know want to call JDF name, me don't know. JCF therefore gravely concerned that a media house of Gleaner long-standing reputation would publish as fact an assertion that is demonstrably unproven and contrary to the current situation of the investigation. Reporting of this nature risks misleading the public, prejudicing ongoing inquiry, and unfairly attributing responsibility in circumstances where the facts have not been established. Beyond the immediate inaccuracy, there are a broader concern. False and premature attribution of responsibility to the police undermines public trust and erodes the relationship that have been carefully built between the JCF and the communities across Jamaica. Relationships that are central to recent gains in violent reduction and community safety. Once such narratives take hold, the reality is that many members of the public will never see a correction or retraction, even where one is warranted. The Jamaica Constabulary Force reiterates its commitment to transparency, accountability. Don't want to talk about this, and the rule of law. What a bullshit. Which police actions result in loss of life, those matters are rigorously investigated and subject to appropriate oversight mechanism. Equally, the JCF has a duty to challenge inaccuracy that damage its credibility, its integrity, and extension undermine the collective effort to make Jamaica a safer and more peaceful society. We therefore urge all media practitioners to exercise the highest standard of accuracy, balance, and verification, particularly in matters involving loss of life, minors, and ongoing investigation. What a load of twaddle. Hmm? What a load of twaddle. Nowhere did the officer make mention of the Jamaica Defense Force. Nowhere he make mention, even if him a deal with the Gleaner particularly, but him a tell everybody say they if you report this and if you report that. But we report what the family say. The family say it's the JDF officer that was shooting lawlessly. And the JCF officer run her back in the house when she tell them say the baby get shot and was still shooting. And the family tell we say toward the police when they dep on scene couldn't wait to watch the baby die in the house and them run in the house and take out the baby. No, you are saying that it's a homicide, meaning the bullet more likely come from the gunman them where the police they are shoot after. But you are shoot in the house where you claim say the gunman them there. How is it a little board house? If it is that are the gunman them, how is it that the gunman them bullet, if them a fire after you out a door, would have turned back in and kill the baby? I don't understand. We don't always make up so la la land galangin. Hmm? Oh no. Always make up some la la land galangin. We really, really don't make no sense at all. But Wayne Cameron and Comish case. Don't expect me to read this for you. This is a 46-page judgment. Me reading this would be for my own person. I mean, I don't read 46 page. I mean, I do a research. Me already. Anyway, I'll take you to the part of judgments where we normally go to when we don't have time to read the entire waffle that the judge would go on page by page all over the place, setting out the facts, setting out the law that governs the area, set out the principles that governs judicial review, including precedents, set out the legal issues between Wayne Cameron and Comish, and go off in a whole waddle of tying the facts, the issue, and the law together, and then come up with a decision where you mainly find that in the last few pages of a judgment. Hold on, let me see. Discussion and finding on procedural. Hold on. Bear with me. I want to just go to the important bits for you. Hold on. Bear with me. Disposition. Right. The disposition. That's the part that I'm mainly concerned with. The court make the following orders. The application is granted leave to appeal for judicial review for the decision of the respondent which is contained in letter dated 8th of September 2025. And the letter direct the chair of so this is in relation to the letter that Commish put out to the post vacant, directing that the applicant is not permitted to represent the Jamaica Constabulary Force outside official duties, directing the remaining member of Police Officers Association executive to appoint a chair, directing the chair to call a special general meeting to the purpose of electing the new executive in accordance with the established convention. The court also grants an interim injunction. An interim injunction means a short term until it stop whatever Commish wants to do until a full trial is being held in the case. So he's been granted an interim injunction. The court also declined to grant an order sorted by Commish of notice of the application of the court order. The court declined to grant Commish that. The implication of the decision of the respondent, which are contained in the letter dated 8th of September 2025, is hereby stayed pending the decision, the determination of the claim for judicial review until further order from the court. Cost is to be paid, cost to be cost in the claim. That means Commish going to have to pay Wayne Cameron cost, but it's going to go to full judicial review, so it's still got some way to go in this. But when you see the court grant you, and based on how the judgment is set out as well, Wayne Cameron got a very, very good chance of succeeding against Commish. So we wait to see that trial. I wonder if we can look on the article in relation to no, when Parliament come back, we take more deeper interest into the Cornwall Regional and UWI audit report, because that will be something to pay attention to when it busts through the door. But we'll go back to the Prime Minister. Wanna go get wind up a bit now, but it's just 2 minutes to wind up. You know, if you hit the like button, maybe me wouldn't irritate you, but when you don't want to hit the like button, then me can't irritate in the water to return this month to some Westmoreland communities. I just promise on our walk and promise people. We'll run it to it, say no. Won't get close between this and worst performing high school. Is Tesha Miller case about to collapse because the prosecution not seem to be ready and the judge is not giving any more time? Is Tesha Miller case, is that case about to collapse? let's wait and see. Noel Maitland has been told, because you know, uh, Noel Maitland defense team did file a no case to answer application, and the court told him, no, mister, you have a case to answer here. So that we are keeping our eye on the outcome of that as well, because 12 pounds of cocaine seized from police inspector worth up to 1.5 100 million. 12 pounds of cocaine seized from police inspector. Boy, them Andrew Holness, you can't pay the police them make them come out of the crime. Hmm? You can't pay the police them, Prime Minister. Opal, how you do? You can't pay the police them, make the police them come out of the police and soldier them come out of the crime. 2 soldiers get arrested for drug dealing. Hmm? I don't know if we don't pay them if we any better or then just want to get rich quick like any boy out the road there. But it not look pretty. But let's go back to Andrew Holness. Trinidad and Tobago political analysts say CARICOM must be more definitive against the US action in Venezuela. The whole on. Now let's look at Andrew. Last night we played only the audio. We're going to play the Prime Minister lying in the church with the audience behind him. Boy, let me tell you about some of these church people. Lying in the church with the people behind him applauding the light. But look on his face.
Not to venture too far off the purpose of my presentation, but simply to say that every day I pray for the nation. We are living in changing times, uncertain times, uncharted waters in many instances. And my job as the steward of your affairs and the servant of your wishes is to keep Jamaica safe. Not to steer into waters for which we don't have to go. Not to invite problems on ourselves when we have our own problems to deal with. This is not us recoiling from our principles and duties. Jamaica has always been consistent, and we have always been the strong voice of reason for small developing countries globally, and continue to be. Many of the issues that are presently being discussed, if persons who comment on these issues would only do a very cursory research into the matter, they would see the positions that Jamaica has taken and continue to take. So what is happening? You know, Jamaica has already taken its position long before others would have sought to enunciate any current positions. So we give God thanks for keeping Jamaica safe in turbulent geopolitical and geoeconomic times. We have navigated those waters very carefully, very skillfully, and we will bring the ship of the Jamaican state to the destination of prosperity for which God has ordained.
Yeah. My fret, yes, Opal. In my fret, in literally don't know what to do at the moment. Because He not have to agree with Donald Trump, but he can't peak. Him don't have to agree with Donald Trump, but Andrew Holness cannot speak. Neither the PNP them neither. Because to say everybody sit down and protect their visa. Everybody don't know or I wonder if there's a sealed indictment at the US Justice Department waiting to be unsealed anytime them come pick me up. So none of them would dare to challenge the dragon at the moment. But is this where the world is going to? With dying America, everybody have to be on board with America killing machine and America criminality. If this was done by Russia, if Russia flew in and lift up Zelensky, Almighty God, the media would have tear down. Government would line up and fall over one another to come out, come condemn Russia. If I did Russia do this here, the whole on right now, we can't peak. The whole on we cotton tough down on our throat right now. If this was Russia, the whole on would have fall over on herself to condemn Russia. The whole on succumb to a madman. The whole on involved in America corruption. America got dirt pan. Why you think Donald Trump so blatant? Donald Trump got dirt pan the whole on. Donald Trump not have to play no softball. Donald Trump ain't dangling no carrot around here. The usual America diplomacy, is talk soft but wave a big stick. That's the usual America diplomacy where the same president them use. Not so for Trump. Trump talk rough and Trump walk with a big stick. Right now, all of them don't know what to do. Right now, the entire world don't know what to do. The talking shop of the UN General Assembly and the UN Security Council, nobody can do anything. 80% of all of these organizations, America controls the funding and the influence. NATO, which I hope NATO goes to war, a war between Denmark and America. I tell you why I want to happen. You will see the whole of them stand and clasp their hands and close their eyes, because none of the forces of Europe would dare to go in a confrontation with America. Don't mind when you hear the little lesbian in France I talk about, or the little foul Batimout one down at Westminster I talk about, because at them two I run up their mouth in Europe. The one old flatbed truck where Britain have what they call what they call them something where they plane them fly off out at sea. And one old flatbed truck Britain have. Britain have no army left to take on nobody. They all know they cannot take on Russia. France broke like a coat. Them have riot and all sort on the street. So all you hear them push Zelensky and go on like the aircraft carrier. Yeah, aircraft carrier. A one flatbed truck Britain left. And if them fi go in a war with Russia and Russia drop one bomb on him flatbed truck, what else him have? If Donald Trump decide to invade Greenland, none of them won't be and can't do anything. Believe you me, NATO, 80%, 70 to 80% of NATO in funding, in military asset, and in logistic and everything and personnel is the Americans. The Americans lead and head NATO. NATO survived by America weaponry and America technology. NATO without America is obsolete. And NATO cannot do any intervention without America involvement. Therefore, NATO cannot take on America because they don't have the capability to. Them only they are rub up on the good name of America when America have good presidents. It's a different day now. So if Donald Trump decides to take Greenland, they will stand up and can't say anything. They will stand up and they can't say anything. Look at how much different NATO country come together to fight Russia in Ukraine. Look how they have to back down and left Zelensky one to take the beating now because they're hopeless and useless when it comes to taking on Russia. So if it is that NATO go to war, wanna look for nuclear war coming next because America wants to circle Russia. Russia hold them off from the eastern flank from the Ukraine side and the east. Now them a go up a top, upper Greenland, because Donald Trump and the Americans, not just Donald Trump, every American president have a vested interest in toppling Russia. Don't think that Russia is not highly technologized as well. The Americans them run up their mouth, but certain things we hear the American them say, and not everything we feel listen to. When them got space at the International Space Station, a Russia them beg a drive with them not have the vehicle for go there. So I don't know how them advance more Russia when them don't have a manned vehicle to take them to the International Space Station. Them have some bomb which is called hypersonic and supersonic. Russia perfect them something a long time. Them only come up with them something they know. Russia have the equivalent of nuclear bomb without the uranium. So these people will not take on Donald Trump if Donald Trump take on Greenland. And I would hope that it happens because it would end NATO. It would end some of the aggression in a Europe here, so where them Latvia will have to calm down because they don't have the money to push it. You look when Biden was there and all these money apportioned out for weapon for Ukraine. It was always America. Why you think Zelensky is on the back foot now? Because Donald Trump have no interest in funding him in the way that he does, that Biden was doing. Donald Trump, if you look at him from his first term to now, Donald Trump is not interested in what is called a bug-down war, the war where you put boots on the ground. Donald Trump prefers, and if you see from when he killed General Soleimani, and you see what he's doing in the Caribbean, how he carry out the Venezuela, bit as well, how he carried out the bombing in Iran as well. Donald Trump wants to use the shock approach rather than a long haul fight. And these type of provocation, it has stepped up the nuclear game more and more, because they'll see the uh, current vice president for Venezuela. She went and visit Putin. We don't know what deal them sign or whatever. So the world really don't in a good place. And that's why we are warning of to stay alert and understand the times, the power, and the influence in this world. Because other than that, you're going to be caught off guard on many things. Our peculiar situation. Don't forget, say, and this is why I'm telling you, say, Marco Rubio September document that he released, the America First Health Strategy. You need to familiarize yourself with that document, at least the key points within that document. Just ask AI for the key points in that document. AI will pull them for you. And then when you understand that document, you need to ask our Prime Minister, what have you given up in return for the $6.7 billion? Andrew Holness will run go borrow so much money from the IMF. IMF is America's bank. The World Bank is America's bank. Don't forget, say, the world, when you talk about the world is Europe and America. The world, in the white man's eye, the world doesn't go further than Europe and America. When they feel like them join Israel and Australia in a hit. But when you either talk about the world, it's really Europe and America. The IMF and the World Bank, those institutions are American institutions that America keep used to hold country in its palm by way of debt, by way of sanction, by way of your America hold your reserve in its currency, and not just in its currency, in its central bank, and all of them something there. So everybody at the moment is on bended knees. Everybody is on bended knees. All of these leaders have crime attached to them, from money laundering, embezzlement of public funds, and all of them something there. Everybody knows that Donald Trump not in the long thing, and Donald Trump not have no shame. He will just blurt them out. No. What makes the whole of what is going on very, very unpredictable? Because of the ideology of Donald Trump, if he has one, and the ass-kissing support he has behind him. Because I do believe that this Donald Trump, unlike the first term Donald Trump, is now fully controlled by the deep state. Because him takes so much help and money from all of these people to get back in a power, he can no longer wave himself like how him used to stay away from the war and all of them something that in his first term. He's fully invested and is on board now. And my mind is telling me it's because it's so much people aligned to the deep state that funded him, and him have to pay them back right now with Venezuela oil. But the gangsterism, for a lot of you, it might be loud, it might sound weird and off key, but all in all, for me, I prefer this type of America because of my understanding of America based on history and based on research, or based on what we've seen in front of us a lot of the time. This is how America ought to be presented to the world. This is how the world ought to see America, not how we were thought of America, the bastion of democracy, the bastion of free speech, the bastion of rule of law, moral fairness, and all of those were a lie. All of those were a lie. And until America acts in its real self, which Donald Trump is allowing America to act in its real street gangsterism frame, these things will help to wake up the world and allow the world to look for greater alliance outside of America. Because if the rest of the world is to be hinged to America's criminality, how then, given the example Donald Trump set, because Donald Trump's example goes to the children in the community, the children in certain community who are looking on and see that America do things by force, America is a gang, that will, things like that produce criminality. Those type of behavior encourages criminality. And when young people who are not geared to do good in society see their leaders kissing up and hobbling up over Donald Trump, what you think, what example you think that is sending for them? What example do you think it is sending for them? A president with 34 conviction make up some spurious reasons, kidnap a president out of his bed, beat his wife, broke her ribs. This is the America that it has always been. America has never been better than this. But what you, the people of Jamaica, must do is keep on your eyes open. Keep on your government in check. Always want to know what your government is doing, what decision your government is taking, what deals your government is arranging behind you. Because right here now, the way how the world a move, if Donald Trump say fi jump, whether fi save them visa, fi save themselves from prison, or to maintain themselves in a power, them are going to ask him how high. Right now, if Donald Trump said jump, most of them will ask him how high. Fear. So when you say all of these world leaders, hey, Andrew, a Friday night, the Sabbath set, don't make a cuss. You got tone down when you talk to it, You got tone down when you talk to it, because see, you can't even raise your voice about Donald Trump. Andrew Holness, you can't even raise your voice about Donald Trump. So you go tone down when you talk to because we notice here we want you have strength for. We notice when you talk to we alone, there's power in your voice. When it come to your puppet master, them you become a little poodle.
No head of government is safe. The response from former Prime Minister Bruce Golding in relation to tension between Venezuela and the United States. Mr. Golding weighed in on the region's response on Radio Jamaicans Beyond the Headlines moments ago.
The ongoing standoff between Venezuela and the United States intensified last weekend, and since then, the region has says the moment calls for a unified CARICOM response.
It would have been better if they were able to take a united position, muted though that might have to be, recognizing that they are confronted with terrible forces. The fact that Trinidad has separated itself is not a good thing. And I hope that that is an issue that will be resolved in due course.
Growing also addressed growing public debate and concerns from the public that Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness's response to the ongoing situation has been weak.
Trump operates with no boundaries. There's nothing that he feels.
Well, who said that? Jamrock, when he must say so next time, if he's been afraid of nobody except Trump,
is beyond the pale. And he will do whatever he thinks is necessary to further U.S. interests. So when Prime Minister Holness spoke yesterday, he was very careful, he was very measured. He understood that his primary responsibility is to ensure the protection of the Jamaican people.
Mr. Golding went further, arguing that no leader is safe.
No head of government in CARICOM is safe. Andrew Holness could miss that in the middle of the night. And they would then.
I'm so sorry, you broke up a little. Andrew Holness, what?
He could be snatched in the middle of the night.
Oh, you mean like Maduro?
And they will find some charges to impose. So that what the Prime Minister said yesterday is the appropriate position of the Jamaican government.
As
Bruce Golding is basically saying, if you're up in your mouth, you have to keep yourself out of trouble.
regional leaders continue consultations, questions remain about how things will unfold in the days ahead. Concerns, too, about how Jamaica will position itself amidst rising international pressure. Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
Holness is going to continue creeping and standing behind whoever he can. Holness cannot reject Donald Trump on this issue. It will not go down well for the Prime Minister if he does. The Prime Minister cannot speak out on this issue. The Prime Minister just got take $6.7 billion from America. The Prime Minister just took $6.7 billion US dollars from America. You think the Prime Minister can talk? The Prime Minister, Marco Rubio, come to Jamaica. To date, we don't know where Marco Rubio really come out. When a Marco Rubio undersecretary come after Beryl, we still don't know where Marco Rubio Under Secretary come out. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, one of Pete Hegseth Under Secretary, came to Jamaica. We don't know. CIA pump a lot of money into Venezuela when them a buy out the Venezuela army for throw Maduro under the bus. We don't know if Jamaica, Guyana, and Trinidad involved in the money laundering to pay off all of those people in Maduro's army to switch off the all of the security galang in them, the air defense galang in them and them something there, and kill off the Cuban soldier them which would have retaliated. So we still don't know because it was a secret operation. We still don't know if Jamaica, because we know said Jamaica, Trinidad, and Guyana take side with America. But we don't know what role them play. We hear Trump planning to attack Cuba and other countries in the region. We don't know what role Jamaica is being asked to play in this, such as air base and so on. We don't know if Pete Hegseth Under Secretary come about Goat Island. We just don't know. Our country is being run in secret. Our country is being run for Andrew Holness alone and his family and friends. We don't know what is going on. We as a people are being led blindly. If we thought about the opposition, how if we thought about them and we don't see them now hear them? It would be like arguing with thin air, isn't it? If we go talk about the opposition tonight, talk it truth, and not thin air, me would not argue with. Me not couldn't tell when last me see them or hear anything from them. When last me see or hear anything from the opposition, then still about? Nobody know about the opposition? Anybody? No, no, see the opposition. I couldn't tell when last I hear or see them. Believe you me. It's like the country are run in a tip-top shape. When you realize, say, Melissa, the 9 day up now with Melissa, when you realize the Melissa 9 day up, nobody not talk about Melissa anymore. The 9 day up. Well, when PNP come back from vacation, me will address them, but me can't talk to them from so far. Because they must all the pan beach with towel wrap around them. So, we'll wait till the PNP them come back. Because it look like Andrew Holness now pop down with country. Nobody not see or hear anything. You know, so they release nothing on social media. Just so. Boy, may I tell you, it's hard. But we're going to press along, saints. Because we're not going to give up. Until then, show the last shovel of dot pan we. We're not going to give up. Because me understand the mindset of a lot of the people. Once time me was in that docileness too. Before me read my way out of the miry claim, me was in the docileness too. But it no mean to say we been hamper me at the access to information. And for me had the access to information, me make use of it. Whether be buy books online or whatever, engaging educational institution, we have to keep ourselves updated. With life is no longer when we been in the 80s and 90s. Things are more advanced now. We have to prepare ourselves for a new world. Power are changing, power are shifting. You cannot rely on the old systems and the old structure. Because if the old system and the old structure them did a work, Madura wouldn't in bed right now. So we have to get with the times and stop think to say life is just a normal slope. When you keep yourself informed and keep yourself current, these changes won't shock you or they won't surprise you because you can actually see them coming before them get to you. So we have to keep ourselves in the loop. I pray for one of the hurricane hit Jamaica, Debbie. That's the only thing Andrew Dana pray for. Praying for Jamaica. Andrew get rich out of Jamaica already, you know. Andrew not have no more use for Jamaica. Andrew just cover and living expense out of Jamaica now. That's the only use Andrew have for Jamaica is to cover and living expense because he make life already, set up all and business them. He having multi-billion in a bank, he having hope a chuck them pan road, he having all heap of property them, he having all heap of taxi them. So it's just pocket change. The only use Andrew Holness have for Jamaica now is pocket change because they make it already. The people though don't seem to want anything because up until today, from 2015, till now, Andrew Holness still use the word prosperity. And there is nowhere where Andrew Holness or anyone in the labor right crony them can point to it and say that was the promised prosperity. Look, we have delivered it. Look what we deliver. Look Andrew Holness and Donald Trump and them deliver to it. A category an extreme category 5 hurricane. And that will not deliver to you, you know. An extreme category 5 hurricane. That was the prosperity won't promise we. And Andrew Holness in a 2026 still sit down in a church. The same church them won't take up $75 million your disaster money again for your name not call yet. He's still standing in a church that and say, I pray for you. No? If God was like man, all of the church them would then burn to ashes. Make poor people get the land for either farm or live pan. The church them might take up too much time and in our way too much. The amount of money the church walk and hold with them and take from away a week time. If we did put that money into a community pool where young people can access a fund, this do a business startup or local economy would have been much better. But we're taking a wicked pastor to enrich themselves, big house, and buy fancy car. And you probably come home from church after go eat piece of bread and liquor, sugar and water. You could have wicked to yourself, eh? You could have wicked to yourself. Take on an offering, go to the pastor, and then go home, go eat piece of bread with liquor, sugar and water. And when diabetes take you now, you can't go to pastor go borrow or beg a little medication money. Una no sound mad. How una know that Bellevue, me no know, or the whole of Jamaica is a Bellevue anyway. Because Jamaica full of mad people in a clean clothes. So the whole country, we need to change the name from Jamaica to Bellevue. We need to change the name of the country from Jamaica to Bellevue because of being mad people exist in Jamaica. Clean as yesterday and clothes be there. And ungo when we name out a garbage pan our when we turn up and roll in a dirty clothes, we're mad. We're mad all in a tall heel and jacket suit. You stay there. And that give Andrew wholeness, power. They are going so in our country. Can you see somebody deal with being mad people? Which part in Jamaica you know nobody treat mad people good? Globalists. Oh, in Jamaica, I don't know treat mad people good. Mad people get the worst treatment in Jamaica. That's how Andrew Wholeness are treat we. You notice hurricane come over 2 months now. The people them in a shelter, money coming out of the country, building material coming out of the country, and the people them still not getting help. I don't know if they're in the pan check for local government elections in February, but if they are, you're going to see how hungry Jamaicans come out for the little nyamins and then go back in the destitution, go complain, say, nobody no come around here, government no care about we. Why when they come and beg vote, you don't see so? Anyway, globalists, I go come go my bed here now at 6 o'clock in the morning in England. But I go take tomorrow off and then we will come back on Sunday. Alrighty? So have yourself an amazing weekend. And please do join us back on Sunday when we start the ball rolling all over again. So have yourself an amazing weekend. If you have not yet hit the like button, make sure you hit it before you go. Thank you very much for being here this evening. Goodbye and have yourself an amazing weekend. Freezing.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way, prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, me say Rastafari, war and cry, and do the righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jah, we love Jah, Rastafari, we love Jah, Rastafari, save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize day or night. We gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.